It's good to be here on the set of Persian Blade Runner. I am from the USA. It is nice to travel outside of the USA, or as it's known back home, taking cover. And don't worry, we don't have to get into the politics. I don't do that stuff. I personally don't like to hear comedians talk to me about politics, because comedians make terrible choices in their lives. I don't think they should, every comedian I know has addiction problems, can't hold a relationship, and cheats on their taxes. But then they'll be like, let me tell you who you should vote for. That's like watching somebody who keeps falling off a bicycle tell you how to fly an airplane. No, you don't get to talk to me about transportation. That's not your forte. I hear a lot of talk about white privilege. A lot of people in the States, guys, I don't have white. I know I have white privilege. You know why I know I have white privilege? I believe in ghosts. And that's what you get to believe in when you have no more real problems left. That's a privilege. That's when you have no more terrestrial issues. That's when you can start believing in shit like that. That's a privileged life. I still try to act socially conscious. People are like, what about the disappearing middle class, and the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer? I'm like, yes, and also ghosts in addition to this. There's systematic racism in today's police force and poltergeist. Let's not forget, let's loop that stuff in. That's like, if I see a black guy that believes in UFOs, I'm like, man, you are taking on a lot right now. That's ambitious, man. You already got all the other shit and you're going with extraterrestrials? That's a lot on your plate, buddy. Kudos to you. I've never sexually harassed anybody, I don't think, Pretty confident I have pet the fuck out of a service dog, though, and I don't know if that's part of the same conversation. I don't know. I'm 41. I'm becoming a man I didn't think I was going to become. I feel bad for the security guards in skateboard videos now. I didn't think I was going to be that guy. I thought I was going to be young and rad forever. No way, Toby, you got that staircase. You're going to do it, buddy. Fuck this narc. You'll pull it off. Now I watch it, I'm like, Toby, you got no natural ability, get off the skateboard. Leave him alone. He's 70 years old, he's got no pension. He's just trying to keep his model train game alive. He's a veteran, lay off. Because I understand the model train guys more than I understand the skateboarding youth, and I'm sad to say that now. I get it. You ever see like a model train set? It's elaborately detailed, just so nice. It's because that's the last corner of the world that they're still in charge of. It's a changing world out there, and it's scary for those guys. They got to adapt to everything they're being told. They got to use different pronouns for people, and it doesn't make any sense, and all this change is going on. So no matter what happens, they still get to come back to that little corner of the world that just stays how they want it to stay. No matter what happens out there, no matter what goes on, at 12:37, the Northwestern line pulls right into the station. That's what it does, right next to this meticulously painted 57 Chevy that I spent 6 hours just alone getting the flames just right on that hot rod and that quarter panel, and I'll be goddamn if gay people can get married in this town. I don't agree with it, but I see where they're coming from, I think a lot of people get caught up in the philosophy that they feel they need to understand things in order to accept them, and that's incorrect. That's what's challenging. They feel they got to understand it to accept. They don't understand what's going on, and therefore, it's wrong. That's not right, Imagine having to go through a world where you needed to understand stuff to accept it. You know how much shit you'd have to get rid of? Start with all your technology. Get rid of all your stuff. Get rid of your iPhone. I'd have to get rid of my microwave oven. I love my microwave oven. I don't have a fucking clue how that thing's work. I don't know. If a side opened on my microwave and there was a tiny wizard in there, I'd be like, that makes as much sense as the actual science. That this thing where if it's just a little guy going, I'm making your Hot Pockets hot on the inside first. I'm like, you got it, little wizard. I don't know. Sure, man. I still treat it with reverence. I won't stare into a microwave. I still respect it as a magic box of sorcery that exists in my kitchen. Gotta be a little tolerant. That's why I'm agnostic. I don't have the courage to be an atheist, you know? Also, what do you win if you're an atheist? There's nothing. Oh, okay, I guess we'll go home. I'm an agnostic because I want to believe in my silly shit. If I want to believe in my silly shit, that means I have to let somebody else believe in stuff that I think is silly. I can't sit here and be hypocritical if I sat here and be like, ghosts? Probably. Bigfoot? Let's hope. Aliens? Of course. Jesus Christ? Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? It's hypocritical. I just don't like it when you back people into a corner that are real religious and they try to explain stuff away with these mysterious statements that don't make sense. Like you get somebody that's real religious and a tragedy will happen and they'll say, well, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, the reason's usually science. But they never want to admit that they just mean it's some, you know, magical cosmic reason that Jesus put into place. But it's science. Like, oh, I can't believe Fred got hit by that truck and died. What a tragedy. And somebody like, everything happens for a reason. So, yeah, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. Or you can't destroy energy, you can only transfer it. So the truck had energy, and then it hit Fred, and then he died, and then his energy turned into a ghost. It's science. Ghosts are science, is what I'm saying. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.